Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. When you investigate something or somebody, there are certain steps that you have to take or to follow, and just to make sure that you eliminate the possibilities. And I will focus on a big one that is the umbrella for the little one. In this case is the question, che bono? Who benefits? That's the first one. And the second one is follow the money, which belongs to the first one, because following the money you find out who benefited out of the crime or the enterprise that you're trying to investigate. You're trying to find out what happened. I'm going to use this little method or a technique in order to discuss with you who benefits out of the war in Ukraine, and it seems like they are not afraid of us, so we don't have to look too far. You probably know that Zelensky has to ask for or demand F-16 fighter jets nowadays, and he will receive them, that's for sure. I have no doubts that he will receive fighter jets. There are certain countries that already said that they will provide Ukraine with fighter jets and F-16s and MiG-29, which are old Soviet Russian warplanes. Now, we already know that Lockheed Martin is eager to provide all airplanes needed for Ukraine. So this article comes from Ukrainska Pravda, and it is from today, the 25th of January 2023. And we read that manufacturer is ready to supply F-16 to countries that would transfer their aircraft to Ukraine. I think it's pretty obvious who benefits, and following the money, who is behind certain kind of decisions and, unprovoked attacks, quote unquote, on Ukraine. The manufacturer of American F-16 fighters is ready to supply its aircraft to European countries, which could re-export the fighter jets to Ukraine. The source is Financial Times, and it's Frank St. John, Chief Operating Officer of Lockheed Martin. Details: Lockheed Martin is the largest U.S. defense contractor. According to Chief Operating Officer Frank St. John, there is conversation about third-party transfers of F-16s whereby countries would re-export their U.S. jets to Ukraine to defend its airspace. According to St. John, Lockheed Martin is not directly involved in talks regarding the potential delivery of military aircraft, but the company is planning to ramp up producing on F-16s in Greenville, South Carolina. It will allow the company to backfill orders for any countries that choose to do third-party transfer to help with the current conflict. It is noted that the White House has rebuffed Ukrainian appeals for modern fighter jets such as F-16 out of fear they could be used to strike Russian territory. How about tanks? Yeah. Firstly, the U.S. government must approve sales of or transfers to third-party countries of American-made fighter jets, which means European countries would need political support from the Biden administration. I am 99.9% certain that they will approve that. And now they just try to play a little bit of, oh, I don't know if I love you. Well, I'm not certain yet, but let me think about it. Ask more, be more persuasive, please. Yes, that's the game now. And once that game is gone, which is going to take maybe a week or two, you will see that they will provide Ukraine with F-16s. Now, I'm not certain that Ukrainians will fly the F-16s, but hey, we have, if you remember, the Korean War, where you had Russians flying their F-15, MiG-15 fighter jets, and they supposedly were Koreans and so on, and they were actually Russian pilots on Russian warplanes. Anyway, I think they will receive them. I think it was an article that I covered about the Netherlands, who agreed to buy tanks for Ukraine and other countries that say they will provide Ukraine with F-16s if they will be allowed, and I suspect they will be allowed. So let's see who's gonna profit out of it. At this moment, it seems like Lockheed Martin will be one of the profiteers, just, being so lucky. A U.S. defense official said that at this time there is nothing to announce regarding F-16s. EU members say re-exporting F-16s directly to Ukraine is one of a series of options. In particular, the US-made jet could also be sent by Western states to former Warsaw Pact countries that could send their Soviet-designed aircraft to Kiev. At the start of war, Warsaw offered to send its Soviet-made MiG-29 fighter jets to the Ukrainian Air Forces, and I said Slovakia offered that as well, and that would happen. Dutch Foreign Minister Wopke Hoekstra said last week that the Netherlands would consider any requests to send F-16s with, and I'm quoting, an open mind, end quote, and that there were, and I'm quoting, no taboos, end quote, on military support. So the Netherlands, would like to provide Ukraine with F-16s, if Ukraine asks for them, I guess. The Netherlands has around 40 F-16s and is in the process of phasing them out through the purchase of more advanced F-35s. In addition to the Netherlands, 7 other European NATO countries fly F-16s, including Poland, Norway, and Romania. Well, I don't think Romania will be the case. It has some hand-me-down F-16 used, I think, from Portugal or Norway or something like this, because Romanians are weasels. Why do they need them? Their country is under a NATO occupation anyway, NATO being United States. And it has, Belgium. They have Belgian troops. Do you see Belgium, how big it is? Did you see Romania? But they have Belgian troops, they have French troops, they have American troops, they have British troops. They're all over there waiting to defend, I don't know what exactly, Romania. So anyway, Romania has, I don't know how many F-16s, as I said, second-hand F-16, old F-16s. And anyway, they're just waiting for an order. The problem is here, if Lockheed Martin shows up in public and tells us that they are ready to do that, if they have this chutzpah, if they have this courage, arrogance, they're not afraid of us. They're not afraid of us to know that they will help, because they think we will not put, things together and fill the dots, connect the dots, and figure out who's who, what's what. Well, that Lockheed Martin is a big, how do you call it, campaign donator. They donate a lot of money, donor, that's how you call it, donor. And a lot of military generals go to not only Lockheed Martin, they go also to Raytheon. If you remember, what's his name? Lloyd Austin, the current chief of staff or whatever he is, general, he was the CEO, he was on the board of Raytheon, another big company that makes weapons. And now he is in charge of the US military, supposedly. So I'm pretty sure he has nothing to do with the weapons manufacturing companies. So I think that when you look at this little connection between military-industrial complex, you see the politicians, you see an unprovoked war, and then you see the banks, you see the big energy companies that have fantastic profits. I haven't heard about their profits in the past 2 months. So they must be doing very well, and they don't want to make us aware, like right now, this company who comes in front of us and tells us, well, I'm ready to do it. It's just a business opportunity, Zelensky said. Yesterday, Zelensky said, talking with, to JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs, he said, well, it's a big opportunity for investment in Ukraine, created by the war. It's such a right in our face. And they know that most of them are incapable of connecting the dots, as I said. But I don't believe, I don't not believe, I don't think, I disagree. I suspect there's no coincidence between this. I don't know, some companies are just lucky, and they are able to make a ton of profit, during the war by helping. They help, by charging. You see, when they say, I will help, it means I give you the F-16 and I will get the F-35s. So actually, the Netherlands got a customer, which is Ukraine, and then someone is going to pay for that. I just made a video a few hours ago, regarding Poland, who once demands that European Union reimburses Poland for the tanks, Leopard 2 tanks that Poland will provide to Ukraine, help, aid, Ukraine. They want the Europeans to pay for that. And then they already ordered Abram tanks, the American tanks. So it's like this. I sell my shit, my garbage, or whatever, it's old, I get the new one, and someone else is paying. And if not someone else, is you and I, the taxpayers. So, che bono? Not you and I, that's for sure. All right, and follow the money. Yeah, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.